Welcome to the podcast that celebrates the fact that a fish can break dance when it's out of water for only 10 seconds and only once. This is Pardon the Distraction.
Gotcha. So bad. Oh. Hi, everybody.
All right. Hi. Welcome to Pardon the Distraction, a podcast that happens every month.
Because we're
at the moment,
shit.
because we're slackers. I'm one of your hosts, DJBLUEPDX. Joining me right now, of course, is the man recording all the things and the buttons. It's TheLostDrake. Hi, buddy.
Yes. Hi, everybody. Hi. Yes, we have been slacking fucking hardcore. And I will just say this right now that we are very sorry. We have been super busy. But we actually have a pretty crazy schedule this month. Yes.
So just to be fair, it's been busy, it's been traumatic, and not to bring anybody else down, but we've been through multiple deaths.
Yeah.
A lot of different things have happened in the last several months, and it's been pretty unruly. And I want to say thank you to everybody for sticking with us. I know that we're going to get back on track with things.
Yeah.
We've been answering a lot of different questions for people and doing a lot of different interviews, setting a lot of things up. This month is going to be amazing. And most importantly, we're celebrating the opportunity for us to have trivia on the show. For example, hey, Drake, what do you call bears with no ears?
Burr.
B.
Oh. Burr.
B ears, bears.
Yeah, I can't spell.
My humor has not gotten there yet.
It's all right. We're warming up for the podcast. It's fine.
That being said, we've got so much to talk about, from all things not religious or political to all things gaming. And the fact that both of us celebrated recently that we know how to spell the word indictment, unlike other people who've held political office.
Oh, my God, damn it.
I guess
does that happen tomorrow? Is he getting arrested tomorrow?
I guess that was indicated in his tweet. Oh.
Or hidden in a paper somewhere.
Also that, which, there we go. That's it. I'm going to be honest. It's a real stormy topic right now. So we want to kind of avoid that. But not really.
Some people might say it's God damn it.
Right? Bingo, bango, bongo,
yes,
baby.
Bingo. No, honestly, that whole topic is crazy. I mean, we won't dive into politics too much right off the bat, but it is crazy. The first president ever to be indicted, and I thought he wasn't the first. I thought actually Nixon was, but he wasn't.
Nope.
He wasn't. So he basically was impeached, and then after that was pretty much it.
Ford said the nation needed to heal and did not indict him. But, I will say that there are.
I mean, what would they have done back then? Put him in a speakeasy and give him
Nixon.
A bad piece of bread every month? Like, what's happening?
I will say there are other things that we can definitely talk about.
Crisis.
Yes, mocha chocolate was a very big crisis. What did you just say?
Yeah, salt above. I don't even know anymore.
So this is why we're good at what we do. Yeah. When it comes to all things on your bingo card for life, I will say I did get another one here in the last in the first 3 months of the year. Tornadoes in Los Angeles, snow at Disneyland.
Yep.
Yeah, and Gwyneth Paltrow is not guilty for the accident on the mountain while skiing. So I feel like everything is going in the right direction.
Well, I mean, she does play rescue in the MCU, so
that is also true. Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. Between that and crazy people getting called out on C-SPAN during the Senate Watch shows, I feel like the year is
shut down supposedly every day.
TikTok needs to get its shit together for starters. We've got a brand.
You got to remember your password.
Yeah, and we've also got to talk about the brand new platform that is taking over. Well, I would say it's definitely and it's an aggressive start, and it's something that kicked off recently. Oh wait, that's not what it says. That's its name. It's Kick.
Kick.
A lot of people are having conversations about the fact that the community element and aspect of Kick is very reminiscent of Mixer in that sense of everybody going there. Now, there are two sides of this mindset, and I'm going to let Drake pop in on this as soon as I'm done making my little appeal to the world, because I have had to wait for sponsors to approve me, which is understandable because of some of the questionable things that are happening on that platform.
Yeah.
The fact that they are finally evolving their TOS to protect not only their content creators, but also ensure the viability and longevity of the platform is hand in hand with the fact that everybody just discovered that it's being owned by stake.com. And I don't mean the things you put in your mouth. I mean the things you pull out of your wallet.
Yeah.
A gambling website basically owns it, and unfortunately, it has also become well-known and considered to be the resting place for every other ejected content creator who has violated just basic concepts of decency, and now they're there. And I'm going to go ahead and say some names now that are probably going to get us fucking canceled or at least a barrage of hate mail. Can I? Do we care?
I mean, honestly, I mean, here's
any platform that has Aiden Ross and Andrew Tate. I fuck both of them. I hate both those guys. They're okay.
Wait, Andrew Tate's on there?
That's the latest rumor.
Oh.
Look,
wait, before you dive into this. Okay, first off, I just want to say this right now. That alone, I will never stream on the platform. That alone. I don't care. Opinions rated no matter what, all right? Like, I don't care what anybody says right now. Anybody that is associated or tied to human trafficking and was arrested for it, whether they were proven innocent or guilty, there's probably a reason for that. I'm just saying, like, proven until, it just, I don't know. The Justice Society, and yes, I'm fucking referring to DC, which I never do. But Jesus. The Justice Society of the world, because the fucking world is a fucked up place right now, and people who should not be getting away with stuff are getting away with stuff, and people who are, and no matter what your political beliefs, there's a difference between right and wrong. And I will say this till the end of time, until the day I'm fucking dead. Any platform that allows somebody to jump on and create an account and spread that negativity into the world, especially when accused of human trafficking. And you know what? Look, that is not okay. I'm sorry. It's just not okay. I don't care how good of a content creator you moral principle should be like, no. And I know we've had people on this podcast who are now on Kick. I know people that have tried it, jumped in. I know I didn't even know that. That just kind of was like the final stepping stone for me. But before you dive in, because I'm gonna go on a rant here just really quick.
Yeah, do your thing, man.
I literally feel like, and he nailed it on the head. I'm glad people are finding success on it. But I truly strongly believe this, right? I truly strongly believe that if you put and invest enough time into any platform, whether it's YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, wherever the fuck you're at, right? A lot of people are like, well, you can't invest in Facebook anymore because they got rid of their partner program. That proves my point. Trovo is another example. There are so many. Gleam, or what was it? Gleam, Glimmer, Glimish? What the fuck it was?
Yeah, Glimish.
Yeah, I don't even know. Gleam is the giveaway company. Yeah. But I'm just saying there are so many different outlets that people have jumped in. D Live is another example.
Yep, people got tossed off of Mixer and Twitch. I'll end up there.
And I'm going to tell you this. I have seen a pattern, and this is sad. And I hope people do not take this offensively, but they're probably going to, because people are sensitive as fuck in this day and age. But I don't care, and I want you guys to know this is not a personal attack on anybody. If you're finding success, great. Happy for you, 100%. And I don't think that you're a bad person. But I will tell you that I have seen a pattern since Mixer's fall. Mixer was the only streaming platform that gave competition to Twitch and YouTube. The only one. And they were doing great things. The problem was money, budgeting. Microsoft said, fuck it. They cut the cord. And when all of us, including myself and DJ, who were very successful on the platform, when we lost everything and we had to start over, people took $2,000, and I'm going to openly talk about this because you know what? I just talked about this with multiple people, even higher ups who helped develop and create Mixer. I've talked to numerous people, and they all said the same thing, that they got burnt out. Microsoft wanted to do it one way. The original developers wanted to do it another. Things have happened. Things have upped, down, left, right. And you know what? Like, I'm just going to tell you right now. I've seen this pattern of people jumping ship from one new platform over and over and over and over again. And DJ hit it on the head. A lot of fallen people are on this platform, which is not a good look for the people who are trying to succeed. Because, yes, it's a new and up-and-coming platform, and I hope the best for everybody on there. I really do. But the fact that there are so many people that are spreading negativity and violence and hate and all these things on this platform, it is very hard to get behind it. We've had our sponsors come to us and basically say, what are you doing?
Yep.
We cannot support you if you, and I won't say which sponsors because I never want to bring sponsors into it in a negative fashion, but I will literally tell you that they're like, it's a fucking fad. That's literally, it is another streaming fad. And it's on its high horse, and a lot of people are jumping because it's the next best thing. It's the new Mixer. Guess what, guys? Mixer's dead. Sorry. Mixer's never going to come back. It's never going to be back. And guess what? You got to evolve with the times. You can't keep going. And people say, well, Kick is the next evolution. I truly do not believe that. It looks exactly like Twitch. It's basically Twitch with discoverability, as people call it. But you know the reason why you have discoverability? Because nobody's fucking there yet. And because you don't have millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of people on it. But once that happens, you're going to be buried like any other platform. That is the sad, harsh reality of it. And it sucks that I have to be the bearer of bad news to so many people that are trying to jump ship. If you get a running start, like, I'll give you a prime example. So many people that were number ones on Mixer, that were some of the first that were originally on Beam, grew exponentially because they were there first, right? And that's what people are banking on. I'm there first. I'm going to get big. I'm going to grow. I'm going to expand. I'm going to be the biggest on Kick. But if Kick does not have financial backing after 2 years, it's going to close like everything else. Because money to run those servers, the more they expand, the price, the value, the content creation, the development teams, all those have to be paid. And you know what? I don't care if they're fucking run by Amazon themselves, which Twitch is. Why do you think Twitch does not upgrade a lot of their services? Or YouTube? And they always try to evolve, don't get me wrong, because it costs money, people. Lots of fucking money. And what's going to end up happening, all these people are going to bank all their communities in there. But every single time you jump from one platform to another, your community dies more and more and more and more because you're literally alienating the people that supported you on one platform. You're like, fuck it, I'm not happy there, so I'm going to jump here. Now, a lot of people are going to go into this and go, well, I'm happy, and that's all that matters. Well, it's not, because without a community, you don't mean shit. I'm sorry. It's the fucking truth. If I didn't have a community, if DJ didn't have a community, if we didn't have that, we wouldn't be content creators. We would be an asshole with a controller going, hi, oh, please love me. And that's the fucking truth of it. Sorry, Blump, DJ, go. A lot of people are going to hate me for saying that, but it's the fucking truth.
You're entitled to your opinion, sir, and I appreciate you sharing that. I say that while sitting here wearing a Mixer hoodie because it was cold down here, and I decided to fuck it.
But here's the thing, though. I will say this.
It's a comfortable hoodie.
Look. I will just say this, DJ, and I will say this about anybody who still believed and loved Mixer. It's where we came from. It's history. Not our future, our history. Yeah. And we learned so much. If we wouldn't have learned what we did on Mixer, we would not be able to evolve on other platforms, which a lot of people have gone to Kick, YouTube, Facebook, wherever the fuck you went, right? Yep. Wherever the fuck you went, we support you. We want you to succeed. I'm not saying, oh, fuck you, because you're on that platform. I hope you succeed. Yep. But burn me once, burn me twice, burn me 3 times, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can't do it.
I want to be super clear. I do not have like I've been looking while you've been talking to make sure that I can verify the rumor that I heard that Tate was on here. But here's what's been happening: Tate's content has been restreamed onto the platform. Tate is not streaming on there, but you know, you've got Boca Raton native and one of my own Jewish people. The irony here is going to be so funny. And ball gag mask boy about to be a bottom, Aiden Ross, who, of course, started his short-lived existence, and I say short-lived only because he's not that tall, in the wonderful world of Twitch, where he's been banned 8 times, and he's now on the wonderful platform of Kick. And what I find interesting is that prior to his adoption of all things, I want to live my life like Andrew Tate, this kid has been using everything from homophobic slurs to anti-Semitic slurs across the board. Now, it's not that I have a problem with Aiden Ross, because I mean, I would consider fucking him, but not really. At least if I've had it, everything I'm about to say needs to be edited out of this podcast.
Well, then don't.
Yeah, just go ahead. Just go ahead. Yeah, just don't. Let's just back up 5 seconds. Come back in 3, 2. We're gonna figure out how to edit the shit out of this, aren't we?
Well, you know, I'm not editing it anymore, so it's fine.
Well, here's the fun
Sorry,
fact.
Combat Rhino.
Rhino, I hope you have fun with this. Here's the thing. I have a real issue with people who try and use the LGBTQI plus community as I would say as an excuse to be a shitty person. Yeah, but I donated this, so I can be shitty about it. No, that's not a thing that you get to do. And my problem and concern, and the concern that has been expressed by several of my sponsors, including 2 of the labels I work with, is the fact that Kick has some significant, questionable motivators behind it.
Pornography.
And well, now I was the first one to admit. Now, you know, and it's funny. I had a conversation with Re-Up and with Storm about this because the first time they went there to reserve my
it is against TOS.
ID.
It is against TOS. I did read the
first
TOS.
thing I saw was just multiple channels of porn, and all I thought was, okay, even as a gay dude, I don't give a fuck what's naked on screen. I don't need to see that shit here. This is supposed to be about gaming, content creation, and the elevation of like, yeah, exactly. But it's. I think it's a problem when you are engaging with and advocating for the opportunities for communications from people who are seeking to cause either immediate emotional or psychological violence within influential groups of people or people who aren't really that good at thinking for themselves. Let's be fair, these hate-mongering twat waffles are all on that same page. Shut up. That's what they do.
You said twat waffle
on our podcast. I mean, we're gonna get so banned on. We're gonna get so banned on YouTube.
Well, look, this video will not be endorsed or sponsored by any ads or any kind of paid revenue.
There we go. Now,
18 plus.
My biggest concern about Aiden Ross is the fact the guy uses the F word, and I'm not saying fuck. I'm saying the other one. I don't think I can say that on stream.
What? Oh yeah, don't say that.
Yeah. But that's his chosen word, and it drives me nuts. But there are also people on Twitch who use that, and the point that was brought to me was, hey, listen, it's not like Twitch is all shining stars and rainbows. So I'm waiting for confirmation from everybody before I can actually do a live DJ set on Kick, just to see what happens. The upside about Kick is the fact that it is a 95-5 in some cases, depending on your contract, 95-5 or 90-10 split, 90% going to the content creator.
It's starting that way because that's the enticing feature to bring people, but it's not going to stay that way.
Now, my concern and obvious concern that other people need to have is think of the throughput. You've got to consider how much bandwidth is going to be consumed, utilized, and needed for infrastructure and also for moderation, including from a corporate management side, making sure that your PR is squeaky clean. In order to do that and have that split, it's going to be a bit of a risk. Now, the flip is stake.com is reinvesting a metric shit ton of money back into this site because it's less taxable. Let's be fair. It's less taxable. It is it's reinvestment in a renewable situation.
Yeah.
Now, am I an expert on any of this shit? Fuck no. I'm still trying to figure out how to grow my goddamn hair. But there's enough reason to be concerned. And
like all things, you have to pay for it to bring it back.
And yeah, and this is not a Bosley hair commercial, guy. Also, who names their fucking hair restoration service after the guy who was in charge of Charlie's Angels?
Oh my God, that was awesome.
So, not to get off track, which we are so far off track, but I want to believe that Kick has potential, and I do believe that Kick has potential. I am going to, once I get the final approvals, do a DJ set over there to see what happens. But I have absolutely no expectations of excellence. In fact, I am already prepped and ready for the disaster that I feel like will come.
Look,
and not to bring up other people, but this is the situation. It's funny because he and I were talking about this right before he died. Doc Chaos and I were talking about the adamant need for militaristic level moderation on Kick, because the things that can be said that are not being kicked out by auto mods or otherwise are...
And their bot system sucks. Straight up.
Terrible.
It's horrible. Everybody has said how bad it is. It's fucking horrendous.
Which means, and that's the thing. Like, I know that if I'm DJing, moderation. I don't have to deal with bullshit. Mods can delete shit, but it's a thing, you know. Yeah. And given and my other concern is, of course, the anti-Semitism that I've seen on that site has been extreme.
Yeah.
And I've
seen it from close people. Like, I'll give you a prime example, and I don't, Lindsay, before I go into this, I just want you to let you know, because I've seen it in your channel as well. Lindsay Wood was one of the top women content creators on Mixer.
Who we love.
We love her to death. Her, Tonzi, so many other amazing people. And I have firsthand seen it in her channel on Kick. And I've tuned in and watched the amount of just scuzzy, nasty, horrific things said in her channel alone is enough to drive me away. And I know she is finding massive success, but it's also at what expense? Because then you have to deal with, and Lindsay Wood is one of the strongest women I know, because she has dealt with the ups and downs of everything.
Bullshit.
She was literally one of the top women streamers on Mixer, and then just after Mixer shut down, I mean, I felt that pain too. Like, we lost so much. I mean, she went on like almost a sabbatical. She traveled and did a bunch of stuff, and so many people lost.
And she jumped on OnlyFans and made a killing over at OnlyFans.
Yeah,
for a while.
And she was fucking doing great. And I don't hate anybody for what you do or how you create content, as long as there is a guideline of respect for others.
And you're not DJing naked, which people keep asking me to do.
I mean, shit. I mean, if you put a sock puck, honestly, if you can figure out how to do like a Kermit the Frog on your junk, I mean, shit. I'm not even gay, and I would watch it.
We call it dad bod beats.
Well. Yeah. God damn it.
Fuck. All right. All right. So there's a lot of shitty people over there.
Or you could call it DJ Boomerang.
Oh, yes. Or just DJ Helicopter.
Or even one. Oh, I'm going to go even further.
Oh, no, wait. The Helicopter DJs, where we just stand there and swing it in circles.
We're going to call it Woke DJ before sunrise.
It's the hardest house set you've ever heard. Get it?
He's the first DJ to ever spin and mix on the vinyls with his own dingus. Boner.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my God, damn it! That was a clip right there.
That's our shit right there. So. All that being said, you can check out kick.com right now. Find out, make your own decisions. Yeah. Don't take our opinions to be to be the end all be all. Yeah. You get to make your own choices. That's part of free thought and opportunity.
I just want everybody to be happy. Ultimately, that's what it comes down to. Be aware. Yeah. Be whatever decision you make. But here's the thing, and I will say this.
I want to cash in on that current payout ratio. but I have to determine whether or not it's compromising my morals and ethics.
I actually want everybody to chime in on this, okay? And I'm going to put this out in the public, okay? But is it or is it not legal to restream as a partner and affiliate to Kick? Because it is not included in our current affiliate or partner contract.
Yes,
so are we allowed to restream using restream.io or whatever? Are we allowed to, as Twitch streamers, be able to restream on both? Does anybody know the actual answer? Legitimately.
So far, unless they amend, which has to be agreed upon, signed upon, etc., unless they amend the contracts that we've signed and the agreements that we are under to say you can't restream on Kick, you can't restream, then you're fine. You're open.
But there is verbiage in the contract. It says any other streaming platforms that are not social media driven. So like TikTok is not considered a streaming service.
Technically, it's a gambling
streaming
site.
Service. So
technically it's a gambling site. That's how it's registered.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're not wrong there. I don't know. So everybody chime in below and put your feedback. Again, I just want to say this, no matter my opinion or DJ's, you guys do what's best for you and your community. We always want that. We always want to feed that. That's why we have content on YouTube. That's why we're partnered here under Pardon Distraction. Technically, as the Lost Drake, I'm not allowed to do that. But there are workarounds. There's little loopholes and things that we can do to make things better, and always amplify your content. Go ahead.
I thoroughly agree. And I just wanted, you said, fill the holes. And it reminded me of...
Goddamn, of Kick?
No, it reminded me of Ultra Jedi and Ginger I'd Like to Fuck Connor Monaghan, who is coming up in a brand new version of the Star Wars game, and that is Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which gets us into our this month in gaming discussion. Connor Monaghan, as you might remember from such shows as Shameless, and also he was in. Thank you. I'm trying to finish this sentence with dramatic pause.
I'm helping. I don't believe in pauses.
He played an incredible version of Joker, which I honestly would really like to see what he could do with it. But also, I'm also really fascinated by the Joker that we saw at the end of Matt Reeves' Batman, who hopefully they will not get rid of. But Connor Monaghan...
They're not getting rid of that, by the way.
Good. Connor Monaghan revives his role as a Jedi in Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which is coming up here at the end of the month. We've also got multiple other games, but let's start with Star Wars. Star Wars Jedi.
Oh, can't wait.
Was an incredible addition to the game. Now, granted, it had replayability. It's been beautiful. I'm thinking about going back through and doing another month of Star Wars stuff on my channel, just because when it comes to the storylines in Star Wars Battlefront 2, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Jedi.
Well, I will let you know too.
There's a ton of
that game is canon.
Yeah.
In the not MCU, but inside the Star Wars universe now, it is considered canon because they actually included some of that inside some of the live action shows that were recently released. So it is canon. So we could get a live appearance of him in Mando or any of the other Star Wars series, Boba Fett,
which
whatever.
I'm hoping they get him into there. We all know what happened with Katie Sackhoff. Most of us know her as Starbuck from Battlestar Galactica's reboot back in 2004, and she quickly became an up-and-coming actress and voice actor. She voiced a role in a very, at the time, unknown cartoon that later became
very
a worldwide success, Clone Wars, and she voiced the role of Bo-Katan.
Yep.
Now, interestingly enough, they recast her as Bo-Katan, the character that she's known so well, and she has exploded. In fact, there are many requests from fan bases all around the world asking for Lucasfilm and for Disney to create a Bo-Katan storyline that is just focusing on Bo-Katan. And to be fair, Katie Sackhoff could pull it off in a heartbeat with one eye closed.
Oh my God. And I think they're setting that up, to be honest with you, because I think Mando is kind of going to be short-lived, to be honest. I think Jon Favreau, I think he wants to continue Mando.
They're going to weave. No, they're going to start weaving things.
I just read something
bigger,
though that Bob Iger just met with them and said they're cutting it.
Cutting what?
Mando.
But like Mando
but
specifically.
I don't know.
But I like I said, the Mando I think is going to become fusing into other things.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got Boba Fett, which did not do well.
God, but it was a terrible show. Let's be fair.
But I will say this though, it did weave in some other stuff, and there were some essences that they weaved in from the animated series.
Yes.
Like Kane and some of the other stuff that happened, and then obviously there were some other, the bounty hunters, and then obviously we had Mulan herself. You know, she reprised her role as Fennec. So all those different things are very awesome, and Star Wars is always expanding. And also the new trilogy is pushing forward as well. So all these things are, and I don't know if you saw that too, Daisy is going to be reprising her role in the new trilogy.
Good.
So I think it's going to be a continuation of like years after. And with her rebuilding the Jedi, because I mean it does make sense. She got the yellow lightsaber dance. Spoiler: if you haven't seen the fucking the movies by now,
get it together.
Get fucking good. But legitimately, all these movies that are coming out and expanding the Star Wars universe, I think it's really, really good. I think this season of Mando is very slow, though. I'm not gonna lie, it's good.
I'm enjoying it because it's so what I'm seeing them doing is they're expanding the character profiles. Like you're getting to know these people more importantly, because
people
as
don't
we
have
bring more
patience.
people in,
That's the problem.
No, people are impatient as fuck. You know,
they're
people
like,
are
I
impatient
want
as fuck.
everything now. I want to know what happens at the end of the story. And then the end of the story, they're like, I want more. What the fuck happened? That noise, edit that out. I don't know what the hell that was. I didn't like it. But legitimate, Jabba the Hutt or something. Wow. Anyway.
Excuse me, Father Carson, why are you? What? No. Sorry. Speaking of all things that shouldn't be brought up, let's talk about the addition of other land masses.
Yes.
Other land masses that have formed. It is now Dead Island 2. They've added another island to the Dead Island, and now it's Dead Islands, similar to Hawaii after the eventual destruction brought to you by all things volcanoes. Dead Island 2 is coming back and going to try and take the helm after having influenced one of the greatest zombie series ever, which is Dying Light and Dying Light 2.
Yep.
Dead Island started out and, to be honest, was one of the most terrifyingly awesome freak shows ever. And I loved it because of
which we never had.
Yeah. So getting to do that.
Call of Duty zombies because anybody who likes that is garbage. I'm just saying. Yeah, no, I literally hate Call of Duty zombies.
I know you do. I like it. It's a great. I think it's a great opportunity there to play.
No
with
story.
It. But no, the story's dumb. The only purpose is seeing if you can get all the triggers and see how far you can get. Now,
Easter eggs. That's it.
Yeah. That being said, Dead Island 2 comes out this month. PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC. That's all hitting on April 21st, which is awesome.
Are we gonna play that on launch day?
Fuck yeah, I want to play that on launch day. What I want to see, though, is that advanced movement mechanics, the upgrade in fidelity, both in the FPS and the resolution, but more importantly, given how much, I would say, progress was made with Dying Light and Dying Light 2, the expansive splatter effect, those death scenes are going to be wildly inappropriate and so incredible to hear the gore. But at the same time, it's not unlike Dying Light 2, which is definitely you can walk in and fuck shit up real fast. Dead Island has always been about the creep factor. You have limited resources, limited things you can use, and you can only fight for so long before you're just out of it. I mean, I always yelled the fact that my guy needed caffeine to breathe for longer than 11 seconds. I'm like, who are you, Supa?
Hero?
No, I was just going to say Supa, because then it's if you know, you know. But, blood. Fuck him. I don't give a fuck anymore.
Okay.
The point is, it was you really had to pay attention to your resources and how you allocated them, how to utilize them, and more importantly, what you were going to be crafting into new and different weaponry. Dying Light 2 may take a different road, as it's going to potentially look to the same direction as Dying Light 2, with a lack of guns in that sense, and removing the gun factor and making it a minimal, more exotic opportunity. I'm hoping that is true, but at the same time, I had such a great time with Dead Island and Dead Island Riptide that I have full and total faith that once it comes out, it's going to be great. We haven't heard any reports of delays, so have at it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's been delayed so many times that it was originally announced in 2015. So yes. I honestly think that the game is going to be really good. I think we're going to have a lot of fun with it. They've had plenty of time to revise and update and change, and they pushed it back instead of launching it early, which is good. I'd rather wait for a complete game than a busted-ass game. So I'm actually really excited for it. The end of this month to launches so many different games and so many things that we can dive into. And I just think, like, overall, like, we've been pushing the envelope with video games. I don't know about you, but I have the biggest fucking back catalog of video games. It's so insane.
Shit tons of stuff I haven't played. Shit tons of stuff I have played and wish I didn't. Hashtag Halo Infinite. And other things that should have been great and are questionable. The number one thing that I definitely want to play already, and it's not something that's coming out immediately, but it's something that everybody has talked about because I missed it on the PlayStation runs because I was Xbox at the time, and that is the show that definitely proved, as a proof of concept, that you can bring video games to screen, and that's The Last of Us.
Yeah.
The Last of Us, as we know, appeared on HBO. It was HBO. Yeah, HBO. Absolutely incredible version. In fact, at the very last episode, for those of you who didn't notice, the person who, there's the actress who plays...
There's two actresses from the game that voice.
The girl who originally voiced the role of Ellie is in this movie, is in this series. And Joy Baker.
Yep.
And it is incredible to get to see that evolution and to look at the girl who is now currently playing Ellie in the game, who also was one of the most badass house leaders in Game of Thrones.
Yep.
As she pledged hardcore in the face of adults I think she was 9 or 11 when she did the role.
I think she was like 8 or 9. Yeah,
she was 9.
Yeah,
she walked in as the leader of her house because her family and elders have been killed. So she ran this place.
It was Marmont, right? She was the House of Marmont?
House of Marmont.
Yeah.
She, her performance was extraordinary. And to be able to see somebody like her be able to tackle a role like that with such presence and such proficiency in something as large scale as Game of Thrones, it is not surprising to see her take on a role so uniquely fitted to her, given her resemblance and her ability to adopt that same mannerism as the character that everybody came to love. And as somebody who has never played the games, I'm excited to finally play Last of Us Part 1 on PC because the show was so extraordinary and so enigmatically impressive. When you take a look at other failed attempts at television series, Paramount, Halo, get it together.
Wait, okay? The Halo series got better at the end.
No, it got worse at the end. Are you kidding me? What the fuck were those pre-Halo 3 graphics that they had in there? And then she takes over his body. That's not even canon. It's not even possible.
It's not canon at all. It's not canon at all. They already said it wasn't canon.
Show.
They already said.
And that's the problem. But that's the problem because you know why? Here's the thing. They wanted to bring in new people into the universe. Congratulations. Now everybody who watched that show never played Halo or jumping into the Halo storyline going, what the fuck is this bullshit? This ain't what was in the show. As opposed to The Last of Us, where there are very minimal changes to the core.
Oh my God, that's
I'm furious
me
about
getting heated about Destiny. I get it, man.
Yeah.
Like I get it.
Destiny needs a show. I'm going to be honest. Destiny needs a show.
Yeah. Well, you know what though? Like all the new cinematics, that art style that they've been doing. God, it's so
gorgeous.
Good. Which, by the way, we got DJ through. I know we haven't talked.
We haven't done a raid yet.
Month since the launch of Destiny.
But I'm $17.95 now.
Yeah.
On my Titan.
I just hit 1828. I think that's what I just hit. Don't say fuck you because I've been working on it. You shut.
Oh no,
this is honestly the first time I've ever been this high in a season ever. I am like so far where I've never been this high, so it's awesome, but not that high. No.
Oh, got it. Okay, I was waiting for you to clarify for the rest of the world. Please
no,
don't do drugs.
We are. I think we are going to take you through the raid this Friday.
Oh, I need to go through the raid, to be honest. I really want to. One of the things that I've been having fun with is a community member named Kaylee has been coming in. I've been running with Kaylee. I've been running with.
We got to get them in our clan.
Oh yeah, and
we got to get them in our
Mighty
clan.
Endeavor has been doing it. I've been doing it with a bunch of other people. But the thing that I found that was fun was jumping into the Nightfalls and taking it up one level. Now, granted, I am 35 levels below, but one of the things that I've been really focusing on, okay, I'm so sorry. We just shifted so many different gears all at once. Can we talk about Destiny for a second?
Yeah, Ghostwire Tokyo, blah, 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 blah. Lots of games. Wow, please, Destiny, go.
Welcome to Pardon the Distraction.
Yes, hi.
Okay, so, as everybody knows, there's been some...
By the way, I'm sending you crayons.
Perfect. There's been some public concerns about the storyline, etc., of the new Lightfall campaign that came out with Destiny 2, and to be fair, I think that anybody who's concerned about this is a fucking moron. I've actually loved this. I've loved this expansion more than any other. I'm now going back through and playing the other expansions. Now, granted, I am not a precision gun guy. I am a spray and pray guy, which means technically I need. So I've been discovering this. So I've been playing Titan, obviously. I'm back in with the Titans.
Yeah.
I have got my sweet business. I still have yet to get the catalyst for it, but I've gotten catalysts for other things, including Darcy.
It's
and
because you don't play
because
you don't play Crucible and you haven't been playing the Vanguard playlist. You need to play those.
No,
that's
Vanguard playlists are awesome. I've been running that shit like crazy.
That's how you get the catalyst. Those two.
Oh, I've gotten 3 other catalysts, just not for that gun.
Yeah.
So fun fact: when you get into it. It's definitely a different learning curve, but it's also been really fun because they've taken out the dumb bullshit. Now, I'm using a chess piece that Drake managed to find for me at Xur.
Actually at PAX.
On the floor at PAX. He was streaming.
I'm logging you in. Yeah.
So, and that is the Actium War Rig, which allows all of your automatic rifles to reload from the back end, which means from a sweet business standpoint, I've got 150 rounds.
I'm going to hate you for saying this, but I love it.
It continues to add on, and instead of firing 150 rounds, I think I'm firing right around 900 to 1,000. But that is determined based on how much damage and how many times you're actually hitting a target. So the more you hit the targets, the faster and larger that replenishment is.
Yeah.
Now, I have been using some great sites that Drake led me on to. First of all, if you're not familiar with a thing called light.gg, please check it out. Yeah. See which rolls your guns are, because I found out I had a lot of D roll guns, and as much as you all know how much I love the D, that's not the roll we need.
He's not talking about Destiny. Or unless it's a guy named Destiny, and then that leads to something else. Anyway, so yes.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Here we go. Something in that.
Yes.
So that being said, I've been jumping in with and focusing on being ad clearance, staying back and not being so aggressively forward, using my environment as a great way of bouncing back and forth, but trying to get my resilience up higher so I take less damage, but then focusing on all of the different elements that go into how you make your character.
We're going to get you some artifice armor this week too,
well,
because that should be the rotation, because then you get the extra mod slot and a bunch of other stuff too. So I think a lot of people, if you guys don't know what artifice armor is, you get it from doing all of the high end dungeons, and you get an extra mod slot.
In fact, I might do that today.
Yeah, and tomorrow is reset. And we don't know, because right now, for anybody who doesn't know, we had some. This also happened in the last month too. Lance Reddick, who is the voice in as Zavala, he passed away. So this is our shout out from me as a Destiny community member, and also meeting him numerous times at conventions,
as a fan of John Wick and everything else he's ever been in.
He's just so
meeting
great.
him.
He was such a good person, and I had no idea he was 60 plus. Like had no idea he was that old. But his passion and love for Destiny. As much as I did not like Zavala as a character, because I mean they killed my boy Cade and he didn't want to defend him, and that was kind of shit. But the way that they wrapped up the story for the last couple weeks, and the I won't say what happens because it's still kind of fresh.
I'm not gonna lie.
But DJ, I tried to explain to you how emotional that storytelling was. And anybody says that the storytelling is not good, like, just play this season's content. That's all you got to do. You're going to be like, what the fuck?
It was incredible.
Do I think there needs to be expansions on stuff? I mean, obviously, in a month, we're going to have Guardian Games. Guardian Games is right around the corner, which is like the Olympics for Destiny. There's already been some leaks.
I'll be honest.
There's already some leaks of some of the armor and the specific weapons and stuff that's coming out. And there's also, DJ, there is also a full, it's a heavy machine gun auto rifle combo. And basically what,
but is it heavy or is it primary?
You know the Colossuses that jump out and it's just a fucking chain gun?
Yeah, the thing that fucking just melts you.
You get that.
Yeah.
And what it does though, for a Titan, it's kind of nice, is if you hold down the trigger, it puts a shield around you while you fire. Like a bubble. So you walk and get a bubble while shooting. So it's pretty gnarly. That is going to come back because that was the exotic that they announced with Guardian Games. So there's going to be a bunch of stuff that's coming out. But, you know, we'll talk about Destiny all day. But Lance Reddick passed away. And it was a very emotional story that happened because it, like, kind of foreshadowing, which is kind of crazy because there is one scene where he's standing over a coffin. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's pretty crazy because in the time frame that it happened. And I know everybody felt it. Like, it was hardcore. Bungie did their, you know, big shout out for him. And a lot of people in our community were very sad about it. A lot of people in the community stood around his character. But Bungie formally announced, and you guys know how dev cycles work. If you don't, basically, you know, they're 5 years out. They've already done a ton of recording. They already have the story done probably for Final Shape. And he's still going to be doing voice acting well into the next 2 years, you know, until they announce after Final Shape, because Final Shape is the final expansion, which is going to come out next February. And that's going to be the continuation and the finale of the Light and Dark saga. So after that, we have no idea. But Bungie's also been in development with their brand new game, their new IP, whatever that is. We don't know what it is, but it's not Destiny related. And so whatever that's going to be coming out soon. And we're probably going to get an announcement this year because it would make sense. Because they don't want to take away from Destiny, but they also need to start hyping it up. And normally, because I remember when they announced Project Goliath, which was Destiny, they announced that. And I remember the first trailer they showed of Destiny. And they showed it off, and I mean, like, Prince Aldrin, aka the Crow, was on Earth, and he was actually the leader of the Vanguard at that time. It wasn't even Cade. So they have changed so much stuff along the way, you know, whatever. And now, kind of, Crow is it's going to be interesting what happened here because he's not happy what happened in the game, and I feel like he's going to go on a fucking warpath. Which I'm okay with. World twisted. And that dynamic between his sister and him, now that he's a different person, is really because he has all the stuff from Aldrin Sov, and then now he's the Crow. It's just really weird, like his dynamic of him trying to balance his life because he's two different persons, technically. But he's becoming a good person. A lot of people are starting to come around, even though he killed Cade. But realistically, that now there's been leaks, there's been all these things about Cade's coming back, which would be smart because, you know, whether it's just in a voice acting slot and they bring back some backstory or whatever, I think it would be a good time to bring him back because we need that comic relief in the story. Because now it's all serious and everything is bad and everybody's... I won't go into it. But anyway, but yeah, it's still too early for me to talk about any spoilers yet, but we'll bring that up in a couple weeks. And then we have about 50 days left of this season, which is crazy.
Yeah, which I got to keep working on.
Yeah, but we're going to get you through the raid this Friday, and I think we should talk about that next week, too.
So speaking of things that are less serious and that I am thoroughly uninterested in that are happening on April 13th for the Switch, it's Happiness Parade. Hello Kitty and Friends is a game that nobody gives a shit about. However, 2 days earlier, we are going to be seeing the release of Tron Identity on Switch and PC, and that's happening April 11th, a game worth talking about, similar to Sherlock Holmes: The Awakened, a game that will definitely be banned or at least protested against by most of the Florida legislature.
Wow.
Because it's Awakened.
Yeah. You know, shit, dude.
I mean, Tron Identity. Yeah, I'm excited for Tron Identity. Everything Tron has always been fun. I'm hoping that they've really pulled it together.
It's by
with
the
regards
writers
to,
who made the story for Tron, right?
Yeah, what I'm hoping is the mechanics really tie into the way that the games were played from the original Tron into Tron Legacy, and I thought Tron Legacy really did a great job staying true to the nature of the games inside
many people hated that movie though.
Oh, God, yeah, they did. But it was still, I mean, for those of us who grew up on it, I watched the original Tron a billion times. It was great.
Twan.
All
the Twan.
But, it's those people who hated also probably were cursed by sea rats, which oddly enough is also a game coming out this coming April 6th. Curse of the Sea Rats.
Cool. That actually looks cool. Yeah. It's like
Curse
a side scroller.
I hate side scrollers, but from somebody who loved.
So do you hate Metroid?
No, I grew up on original OG Metroid. I grew up on. I loved it.
So you like Castlevania and you like Metroid?
No, I mean I did. I don't like them now. They drive me nuts.
Well,
I don't like being confined into one stupid space.
Well, you don't. You move left to right.
Well, you know what else moves left to right? Pages.
Yeah. And if you read manga, it's the reverse.
Hold on. Like the pages in Grimoire Once More that comes out tomorrow on PS5, PS4, and Switch.
God damn it. Speaking of pages, by the way, I did see Dungeons and Dragons this weekend.
Damn it!
Yeah, I did see it.
And?
It was actually really good.
I can't wait to see it.
I really liked it. By the way, there is a secret D20 die that's hidden every theaters of every showing, supposedly. I had no idea.
In the theater or just somewhere around?
In the theater. Yep. And so people have been looking for it and stuff. And then there's also like AMC is doing like a D20 die, like popcorn bucket. You get a giant D20. It looks pretty cool. I haven't seen it yet, but I know it's been selling out. And then but the movie was good. It was actually comical. It was actually good. Chris Pine did an amazing job. And then Michelle Rodriguez, she's always awesome. But man, she plays that powerful woman. She's always done that, you know? So
I saw I don't think I've seen is the clip where he's like, all right, so we have three questions. Do we have 3 questions? Yes. You have 2 questions. Nope, that wasn't a question.
Hold on. When he's talking to the dead guy?
He's talking to the dead guy, and all of a sudden it's gone. He's like, fuck!
Yeah, no, it was really good. That whole part, too, is so funny. They did a really good job.
I saw that, and I was like, I'm in. I'm definitely in through, that's just basically through the process of elimination.
It is really good, and anybody who hasn't got a chance, I honestly would give it a 9 out of 10. For compared to the other like Dungeons and Dragon movies, it was actually a good story. It was funny, it was comical, it made sense. Also, too, Shadow and Bone. I don't know if you've watched that series. The new season came out. It was actually really good. But there's some people from Shadow and Bone that were actually in this movie as well. All the actors, so good, so good.
Yeah.
And then, if I remember correctly, and I may be wrong on this, but the druid that's actually in the redhead druid, I believe, if I remember correctly, that actress is also the drummer from Scott Pilgrim. It looks like her. I could be wrong, but I think it is. It is?
Yes.
I'm almost, because that's where I knew her from. I was like, but which also got announced that they're doing an anime for Scott Pilgrim, and all the original voice actors, including Brie Larson, are coming back. All of them.
Nice. That whole thing is happening.
Yeah, so that's really awesome. Yeah. Sorry, that was just like a bunch of shit that was in my head that I was like, blah. But also, trying to think what else. Well, I mean, obviously there's a shit ton of video games coming out. Obviously, you announced off a bunch as well. We're still playing Destiny. We're kind of jumping around. Yep. Resident Evil 4 just came out from Capcom, which is, by the way, really good. And so that's kind of what I'm working on, that and also Destiny. And then playing some backpedal games. I still got to play Dead Space and Gotham Knights and fucking everything else in between. I've got so many games that I got to catch up on. But Diablo 4 came out with their beta. Everybody was fucking loving that. Everybody said it was amazing. 12-person activity, which is really cool. And everybody was really tryharding the shit out of that beta, too, which was kind of neat. So, I mean, obviously everything is going on with Blizzard and Activision right now. And on that note as well, it looks like Sony kind of bit their own tongues and went for an investigation against Microsoft about how they're just trying to alienate Sony and doesn't want them to be a part of COD and everything else. But come to find out, Microsoft actually had a game plan to include Sony in it. And then when they did the reverse investigation, I guess a bunch of paperwork came back basically saying Sony said they wanted to say, fuck you, Microsoft. So they were like, well, if that is the case and we see that animosity, they favored in Microsoft's side. So it looks like this might actually happen.
Sony bitched out and they were ridiculous.
So I think that this Microsoft deal is going to go through. And I think that Call of Duty is going to be on an Xbox. You know, they're not going to be an exclusive. It'd be dumb for them to do that because they would lose money. But realistically, I think that the Activision deal is going to go through. We'll probably finish it up probably by the end of this year, and then we'll start seeing changes next year. But that's kind of good news, though. I mean, because then we're going to get rid of that shithead CEO out of Activision because fuck that guy.
Yep.
And then also, too, there is now reports that they were recording in surveillance in the Activision headquarters. And now there's a whole fucking scandal with that they were recording employees, which is against the fucking law, and they had no idea they were being recorded.
Wow.
I sent you the article on that, but yeah, it's crazy. There's that. But also, what are we doing at the end of this week, DJ?
So at the end of this week, we're going to be discussing why May 4th is the release of Bare Butt Boxing, and there's not actually a bare butt involved in it, but it is a game. No, we're going to be leaving on Thursday and Friday, respectively, heading down to San Diego for DreamHack.
Yep.
It'll be my return to DreamHack following DreamHack Dallas last year, where I was there as a host and a main stage presenter and caster along with DJ. And now I'm returning with CLX. We've got some great content that we're going to be creating down there. Drake is coming. He's got content to be doing down there.
Yep.
We're going to probably try and record something for the show live there.
Yeah, we got to do something for Pardon the D, and then also for our personal as well. Yeah.
So we're going to be down in San Diego. If you're in the San Diego area and you hear this before we get there, guess what? Get down and say hello.
Yeah.
Otherwise, when we come back, we're going to have a little bit of a delay for next week because I don't get back till Monday afternoon.
Yeah.
But we
can probably record on Tuesday, maybe. Maybe we can fit it in.
No, Tuesdays are packed. Wednesday would be the next available day.
God damn it, DJ.
I know. My Tuesdays and Thursdays are fucked.
We're not gonna fuck off though. We gotta record next week. We have to.
Yes. That being said, I still have to do laundry for the show. Go get a prescription and find eye cream because
you're beautiful.
I can't keep doing this. It's terrible. So with that being said, any final thoughts there, guy?
No. I mean, honestly, we'll see you live from DreamHack. We're going to be playing Destiny and playing games. We're going to get DJ through the raids, so that'll be interesting. We got a lot of cool content coming up, and obviously, as always, make sure you follow us on our personal stuff at DJBLUEPDX and TheLostDrake. We're that on everything. And we'll kind of keep you updated on the slate of what's happening with Kick and the progression of what's going further with that and all the social medias and blah blah blah. But yeah, we're gonna do our best to live stream as much as possible. I did get a bunch of footage from PAX East as well, which we didn't even really touch base on that, but it was an amazing event and we did get some really cool stuff.
Yes, it was.
And we worked with CLX and I worked with AMD, so that was awesome as well. And we got a bunch of shit. We got a bunch of shit lined up, so it's gonna be really cool. This video should go up soon. Yeah, what?
Can I plug my other show?
Can you unplug what?
Can I plug the other show?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. There's also another place you can find me, and that's not just at DJ Blue PDX. You can also find me Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11 a.m. Pacific. That's 2 Eastern over at twitch.tv/CLX Gaming TV as I host their live build shows every week. And we jump face first into customers' custom build and assemble it from the ground up.
Yeah, it's actually really cool too. If you guys are looking to learn to build your own PCs, watching them how to build it, and then also just DJ hosting and explaining what's going on, asking questions and also answering questions, it's actually really cool to just kind of sit back. It's kind of like while you're working on other stuff on your computer, you can kind of like watch it on the side. It's really nice. Yeah. And CLX has been so amazing. I met so many people from the team at PAX, and hopefully I'll be working with them soon. I hope so. I mean, I am going there. I am going to be representing CLX at DreamHack, which is cool. And we've got a bunch of stuff lined up for the year. And the last thing, just want to touch on this: E3 being canceled. Wow.
The fuck you say to me, you little shit?
I know, exactly. I know, Ninja. It's sad. Yeah, it's a sad day. Do you think it's gonna come back? This is the last thing I want to touch on.
And okay, so I'll be honest. The thing that I think about this, we were very lucky and fortunate to have been part of the very final E3 to happen in person. I was shoutcasting there, and it was an incredible time. That being said, in the face of the pandemic, the process of everybody trying to grapple with how they're going to be adjusting in order to provide an online only experience, the problem with that became the fact that they discovered how cheap it was to do online only experiences with zero competition, and it engages with a lot of people as opposed to just the people who are there. Now, from a fan aspect, I think this is a horrible choice. And I'm sad that all these companies dipped out, which caused E3 to ditch. I do not know if it will return. I am hopeful that it might, but it's going to require these companies to recognize the necessity of in-person experiences and the opportunities that it provides people, especially influencers, to become involved and to be more, I would say, committed.
Yeah.
To specific titles, labels, and opportunities, and not being able to see the content creators in person and experience them from a PR standpoint is a risk that any company who does that is going to have to take, because they don't have the freedom of going, okay, I've looked this person in the eyes and I can tell they're either sketchy as shit, they know what they're doing, or this is just not going to be right for us.
Yep.
So I hope that it comes back. I just don't want to ever stay in the same condo that I stayed in last time, because that was basically a crime scene waiting to happen.
Yeah. I will just say this. I think that I agree with you. I think a lot of the financial aspects of it, I think that's why a lot of them backed out. Also, it's still on the cusp of the end of the pandemic / it's still happening. Like, people are still getting, the coronavirus, and it is a spreader. And obviously, like, we always make jokes about PAX Pox before it even happened, but then the last event before everything closed down was PAX East in 2020. And when that happened, everybody had COVID before they even knew what COVID was. And it got really bad. I know a lot of people got hospitalized, and then obviously Mixer shut down that year. It was a rough year. 2020 was a very bad year for a lot of reasons. The one thing I will say is that PAX as a whole, PAX West and PAX East. There's PAX East, PAX West, PAX Australia, and then PAX Unplugged. But Unplugged is like just board games, and it's not anything like the other PAXs. But PAX East and PAX West, one thing I have noticed is that they are starting to ramp up slowly again. They are starting to ramp up. But I will say this from a content creator and as a person, please, for the love of God, we are a video game convention setup. Can we get good internet in the fucking buildings? For the love of goddamn God, because you know what? Look,
I want to speak on this because I have a very specific insight. Go ahead, continue. But yeah,
no, I was just going to say this because here's the thing: this is a convention problem in general, right? I know these buildings are made out of metal. I know that they're not intentionally built just for gaming events, but every event now thrives and lives on internet. And then the fact that you charge for internet space and time at an event, not only from a vendor standpoint, but from a personal standpoint, it is asinine. We are there to spread and grow And I know that building is hosting the event. They're not in charge of the event. But still, every Comic-Con, every single event, every single priority type style contribution to the gaming industry, board games, whatever, you still need internet. You still want to take video. You still want to capture content. And that's not just from the video game industry. That's Comic-Con. That's home and garden shows. That's fucking fashion shows. Everybody uses the internet. So please, please fix that. And I know it's millions of dollars and everything else, but you make millions of dollars off of us.
As somebody who spent nearly $500,000 on just internet alone for Outpost Discovery, trust me when I say they are the customers.
Yeah.
There's no other word to describe it. It is absolutely horrible. They, on the average, have a corporate trunk line that is it's a commercial level trunk line at 10 gigs for the center. But the amount of money it costs them, for example, I know that DreamHack, as a general rule of thumb, usually they have 1 gig up, 1 gig down, right?
Yep.
Or is it 2 up and 2 down?
Is it sponsored by a company? Is it sponsored by like Verizon, or is it all internally done?
They're not allowed to even be in the shows when it comes to providing internet. Because we thought, fuck it, we could get in a relationship with Verizon. Verizon will bring over 5G towers. We'll just set them up in there. No, you cannot bring in outside service whatsoever. You have to go through that if you want to use their facility.
Their event company,
which is terrible because their IT people are never on hand. They're subpar educated, and the results are disastrous.
And not only that, they don't know anything about it. And most of the time, and this is something that I know we were like, oh, we're done. But look, I'm gonna talk about this too, because this was brought up another time too. We need to get rid of, and at PAX, if you're listening, and the company, we need to get rid of the name enforcer. These people and these staff that have these badges are acting like fucking assholes. Not all of them, but a lot of them are acting like assholes. They go out there because they're an enforcer and they treat people like shit. They act like they are almighty God's gift to earth when you walk to that building and they have the power. No person. I understand. If you want security, then get fucking security. Get armed enforcement in there, in a badge, in a uniform, and have them standing at the door and enforce security. But these people with a fucking badge are not our boss when they're coming into a vendor who paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to be in an event. Or a content creator, for example, me, coming in as media to work for a company, and we get stopped at the door and are treated like absolute dog shit. And they literally treat everybody like shit. It's not just guests. It's content creators, media, even exhibitors who are paying to be there are getting told, get the fuck out of the building because your time is up. Well, we got to break down. We got to do stuff. And I'm putting that out there because anybody who works behind the scenes or has worked in an exhibitor booth or as a content creator or media, that is uncalled for. And I'm just going to put that out there as a voice, so hopefully it changes, because that is not okay. Nobody. I understand you are there to make sure that the event is running smoothly, right? But by no means are you in charge of somebody's brand, their business, or their company. You are there to be there for the guests, not for the exhibitors. You are not in charge of telling somebody who has paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to be at that event to come in and tell them, oh, do this, otherwise you're out. You have no power. You're not kicking anybody out. You are not in charge of that. There's event coordinators and marketing teams that are in charge of that, not you, just because you have an enforcer badge. So that needs to change, and we need to stop calling them enforcers. They need to be staff. They work there.
I will say this about that. There is an when it comes to PAX and the enforcers, I think that there's an opportunity for improvement when it comes to adequate training and ensuring that there's a comprehensive understanding regarding the best ways to de-escalate situations to address policy concerns and to ensure that compliance is as close to 100% as possible without causing damage to the brand and without causing conflict within partners. And I'm hoping that that gets fixed based on the feedback that was provided after PAX East.
And you remember what I said too. I actually had an enforcer grab my arm and tried to yank me out of a booth because I was working. First off, at no job, anywhere, are you allowed to touch anybody. If you
like
touch
that, that's
anybody,
for sure.
Like I could have literally, if I was a Karen, right, I could have turned around and sued PAX for that. And I would have won because there was multiple people that saw it happen. You cannot, and this is literally somebody that is volunteering to work at your event. There needs to be a vet system. There needs to be, hey, these are the guidelines. These are the rules. These are like DJ said, there needs to be training. You can't just hire some guy because he loves video games and you bring him in there and then you give him a sense of power. The same concept goes for content creators as well. You are not you're not oblivious to rules and regulations and things just because you have a community. That guideline, that emphasis that people think that they're better than other people because they have power that isn't even power.
Yep.
So that's where I leave that. And I just want to put that out there because I hope PAX watches this. I hope you watch it. And, and I don't want you to think that I hate you guys because I don't. There's a lot of amazing staff and there's a lot of great people that work there. But by no means should anybody ever grab your fucking arm and tell you to get out because time's up, especially when you're working with a company and you are being escorted by an exhibitor. That should never be the case, ever. That's ridiculous. So, So on that note, happy times. We're going to be a DreamHack. Things are going to be awesome. We're going to game. My wife's actually excited because she's getting a vacation. This is my first DreamHack ever. So I'm actually experiencing the first time. There's a lot of amazing content creators, be it voice actors, TikTokers, YouTubers. Everybody's going to be there. I've never experienced it. So this is going to be my first. I'm actually excited about it. And we're going to be doing a lot of stuff. So if I end up liking it, maybe I'll do it more. I don't know. We'll see.
I think you'll love it. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm going there to market and meet people and enjoy it. Which, by the way, DJ, on the marketing aspect, me and Nay are putting something together for you, and you're going to fucking love this. We are actually making keychains.
Oh, I thought you were doing new background graphics. Okay.
No. Listen.
Keychains are better.
No, you'll actually love this.
Okay.
So you know how our business cards, if we run out or we don't have them on us, whatever, right?
Yep.
We're making keychains that actually are going to have our branding on it, and they're going to have a QR code on it.
I was thinking dog tags with a QR code on it.
And they are clipped in, and you can hook it up to your belt, to your wrist, whatever, however you want to do it, your backpack, and you go scan this. That's it. And they're going to be,
perfect.
and we're going to make a couple for you and a couple for me, so that way people, if you don't have a business card, hey, just scan this. That's it. And then that way you can just go around and be like, hey, I got contact information all the time. It'll take straight to your link tree or wherever. But we're going to get that all set up. And so you guys will be able to scan us everywhere we go. So that'll be nice. And then, we are going to catch us in the CLX booth. We're going to be there. We're going to be kind of running around. I know, DJ, you having a lot of time. I having a lot of time as well. We'll give you guys that information as well so you can come and visit. If you happen to go to DreamHack, come say hello to us. And...
we're back next week with more stuff.
Yeah. So, DJ, where can everybody find you again? Go.
You can find me at twitch.tv/DJBLUEPDX or DJBLUEPDX pretty much everywhere, including Kick, though I haven't streamed there yet. You can also find me on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11 a.m. Pacific over at CLX Gaming TV on Twitch with the show CLX Foundry Live.
Yeah. And you can find me everywhere at TheLostDrake, across the board. And I did create a Kick account. I do have one. I just haven't used it. It has my picture on there. You can see my ugly mug on there. like just smiling and stuff. But yeah, it's up. I do have everywhere. It's the Lost Drake across the board. Got to have universal branding. But yeah, we're gonna do our best to bring you a lot of live content. We're gonna be editing all the stuff from PAX East and DreamHack together. We recorded a bunch of stuff on the GoPros and got a bunch of visuals, so that's gonna go up too. This will be up tomorrow. So if you're watching it, appreciate all of you guys, and we're going to get back on track. We're going to have a lot of amazing guests. I think we're going to have Suit James, the original creator of Beam, aka Mixer, on the show here before too long. We're going to have some people from PAX that we met too, from some of the board game companies. We're going to have a lot of special guests. We're going to have a lot of amazing women on the content, and I'm going to be working on a couple big content creators that are going to come on and give their take and their vent session of how the creator world is affecting them and their communities. So it'll be cool to see it from big people, small people, across the board, but we're going to try to get a lot more guests on here. And if you're interested and you're a content creator and you'd like to be on the show, simply email us at pardonthedistractionpodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. And if not, just comment below. Either way, we love you guys. Thank you so much.
Buenos penis.
Wait, what? No. No. I don't like that. Everybody have a great day. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.